Do you know that so many people, most people study English 5+ years and still they are not able to speak English? And why is that? Because you're learning English the wrong way. Because you're learning English with comprehensible input. Because comprehensible input prevents you from speaking English fluently. Think about the traditional education system. When we were in high school, we were taking maybe 3, 4, 5 hours English class. And the system was, we would sit in our chairs and listen to our teachers. That was the system. So basically, in this system, we're learning English by doing comprehensible input. So basically, most people learn English or learn other languages by doing comprehensible input, and this is why they are not able to speak English. You know that recently comprehensible input method is very popular on YouTube. When it comes to comprehensible input, I checked out one of the videos of Volka where he talked about the importance of comprehensible input.
The answer is simple. It's
Comprehensible input.
But what is comprehensible input? Let me show you an example. Hello guys, let's go outside. Outside. This is a door. Did you know that most people study English for 5+ years and still can't speak fluently? But the question is, why? The answer is because they're learning the wrong way. The method is called comprehensible input, which is the best way to learn English. And
I checked out also the comment section, and most of the comments were like this. I understand, but I can't speak. My mind goes blank. I can understand 100% of the video, but when I try to speak, my mind goes blank. Bro, I literally understand whatever he's saying, but the problem is whenever I want to say something in English, my mind goes blank. I do that with everything, but it doesn't work. When I try to speak, I don't know what to say and how to say. Same, I can understand the text and audio in English easily. I can even write in English without any significant difficulty. But when it comes to speaking, my mind goes blank. Man, I understood the whole video word by word, but when it comes to speaking in real life scenarios, I stutter and I go blank. What practical steps I can take to overcome that problem? Everyone is complaining about this problem. And why is that? Because the wrong method is actually comprehensible input. That is the wrong method because our traditional education system is completely set up based on these methods. Comprehensible input. You sit in the classroom, you hear and you listen to your teacher, and you don't speak. With this method, you will not be able to speak English. So basically, at the time, I knew that. I realized that I was not going to be able to learn English or speak English fluently by watching TV shows or listening to YouTube videos, etc. This is why I decided that I will spend every single minute of my day, every single second of my day by doing output, by constantly speaking. Let me explain to you guys with one simple example why comprehensible output is the most efficient and the best way of learning English and actually becoming fluent in English, and what makes comprehensible output so different from comprehensible input.
It is day one, and today's an exciting day because it is a Friday, and so we have some exciting expenses.
We have some expenses. We have some exciting expenses, I will say. We have some expenses, I will say. We have some expenses, I will say.
But the first place we're going to is a spot that just opened up.
But the first place we're gonna go to is a spot that just opened up. I spent a few minutes on only 30 seconds of this video. When you do this practice, when you try to speak English with the scripts, when you first speak English looking at the scripts and then without looking at the scripts, as you can see, you allow your brain to process every single word, every single information, every single grammar rule, the way the sentences are structured, how she makes the sentences, how she forms the sentences, how she uses the grammar rules, how she is using the words. Whereas when you do the input, you have no chance to process every single information properly. So this is why you're not improving your speaking skill, because you don't know how to form the sentences. You don't know how to make the sentences.
Laura, look, I'm really sorry that we have to hit and run, but we've got a plane to catch.
Oh, where are you headed?
Philadelphia.
Philly? That's where we're headed.
You are? Well, then we'll see you on the plane.
Yes, you will.
Where are we headed? Philadelphia. Philly? That's where we're headed. Philly? That's where we're headed.
Okay, in that case, principal's office.
Yeah, I might go there. Or I might just head home. It's not really your business what I do, is it?
Okay, in that case, principal's office. Oh, yeah, I might go there. Or I might just head home. It's not really your business what I do, is it? Oh, I might go there. Or I might just head home. It's not really your business what I do, is it? Comprehensible input method prevents you from speaking English fluently. It's because when it comes to learning language, your mindset should be like this. I need to speak English. I need to speak English. Speaking English should be your priority. For instance, you're watching a YouTube video. Let's say you're watching the video of Volca. Great, you watch the video. Great, but you need to ask yourself, am I speaking English right now? After watching this video, can I start to speak English? And when it comes to speaking English, you're not going to be able to speak English by doing shadowing. Because as I told you guys, as I explained in my previous videos, there is a huge difference between learning English by doing shadowing and learning English by practicing with the script of TV shows. What is this difference? When you're doing shadowing, you're not learning English. You're not improving yourself. And why is that? Because you're in a parrot mode. When you're doing shadowing, you're in a parrot mode. So basically, you're not actively learning the language. Whereas when you start to practice with the scripts, you're not in a parrot mode. You start to actually learn the language. And while I'm practicing with the scripts of TV shows or YouTube videos or vloggers or podcasts, I do the input while I'm speaking English. But whereas when you do comprehensible input, you just sit in your chair and you think to yourself, you trick yourself into thinking that just because you're watching a YouTube video, you will be speaking English fluently. No, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So basically, every single minute that you spend without speaking English is a waste of time. Because in order to speak English, you need to process the information that you consume on a daily basis. So you watch the video, but ask yourself, after watching this video, can I speak English fluently? And the answer is no. You watch my videos, you watch Volca's videos, you watch other comprehensible input videos. Ask yourself this. I watched this video, and can I speak English fluently? No. Why is that? Because I didn't do output. I didn't practice English. I didn't practice speaking because I didn't process the information that I learned from this video. Okay, the best way of explaining this, let's say you're learning English by doing comprehensible input, you're watching tons of TV shows, YouTube videos, or you're reading a bunch of books, etc., right? And yet you're not able to speak English, even though you understand the videos, you understand my videos, but you're not able to speak English. And I didn't watch tons of YouTube videos or tons of TV shows. And if you watch my videos, you will see that in real life, when I say, I'm heading to the airport, I'm heading to the Galata Bridge, I'm going to catch a train, I'm going to take a train. In real life, when I use those expressions, I'm able to remember those expressions from the TV shows and YouTube videos. I used to take this train all the time, to go to the university because my university is in this area that we're heading right now.
Oh, it's exciting, huh? This new direction we're heading.
Oh, it's exciting, huh? This new direction we're heading. So I'm heading to the Hagia Sophia. Right now I'm on my way to the Hagia Sophia. I'm heading to Hagia Sophia. Now I need to catch the next train. So
I'm really sorry that we have to hit and run, but we've got a plane to catch.
Look, I'm really sorry that we have to hit and run, but we've got a plane to catch.
Sorry, I couldn't catch a cab. I had to take a train.
So sorry, I couldn't catch a cab. I had to take a train. 1 minute to go. Only 1 minute to go.
Are you still thinking you're gonna make it to Vail? Absolutely. Shoop. Only $102 to go.
Right? You still thinking you're gonna make it to Vail? Absolutely. Shoop. Only $102 to go.
Well, we made it.
Barely.
So, surprisingly, we made it to the airport with time to spare.
Well, we made it. Barely. So surprisingly, we made it to the airport with time to spare. I have a question for you. Since you're learning English by doing comprehensible input, you should be able to speak English, right? You should be able to speak English fluently. So let me ask you something. How many of you are actually able to use the words or expressions that you see in the Comprehensible Input YouTube videos. Let's say you're watching this YouTube video. Welcome.
So I'm teaching the 3,000 most common English words while traveling the world and using every word in real life situations, which is the best way to learn English. The method is called Comprehensible Input, and it has helped thousands of people learn English, and it could help you too. Here are 3 of the words you will learn today. Styrofoam bowl. Crowded, because there's so many people. It's crowded.
Crowded, right? You learned this word, crowded. Are you able to say, oh, this is a very crowded area, it's a very busy area, oh my god, it's very hectic, there's a lot going on in this area? Are you able to speak like this automatically without even thinking about it? Are you able to speak English in real life? Because since you're learning English by doing comprehensible input, at the same time you should be able to speak English. But no, that is not how it works. In order to speak English fluently, you need to do output. You need to learn English by doing constantly speaking practice. It is very crowded, as you can see. The life is being lived here. There is always a lot going on in Istanbul. It's a very crowded city. It's very hectic and it's very crowded. It's always crowded. There's always a lot going on in Istanbul.
What is it, Zoe?
I know you're gonna have your hands full at the White House, so if you need someone to do research or punch out background,
I think I'll be fine.
well, if things get hectic and you need any help.
If you need someone to do research or print out backgrounds, I think I'll be fine. Well, if things get hectic and you need any help, so if things get hectic and you need any help, and if you take a look at my videos, you will see that thousands of words are coming from the TV shows, YouTube videos, vloggers, etc. And I'm able to remember and use those expressions and words in my real life very easily while I'm remembering the scenes from the TV show and vloggers and YouTube videos. The reason I'm able to easily remember those expressions and words, and the reason why I'm able to use those words and expressions very easily, is because I learned English by constantly speaking English. I did the input while I was speaking English. So this is how I actually started learning English. If you're not speaking, you're not processing the information that you consume. So that means you're not able to speak. Why comprehensible input method is so popular? Comprehensible input method is so popular for 2 reasons. First of all, when someone tells you like, oh, you can learn a language, you can become fluent in your target language by doing comprehensible input. So what does that mean? You don't need to do anything, you just sit in your chair, you just watch your video, and you're in a lazy mode, and basically with this lazy method, you will be learning the language fluently. And that is easy. It feels like we don't have to put any effort into speaking English. So you just sit in your chair and watch the YouTube video, and that is it. But that is not how it works. The second thing is, the reason why comprehensible input method is so popular on YouTube is because YouTubers, we wanna get views. And the only way we can get views is that you sit in your chair and watch my videos or watch other YouTubers' videos, because I wanna keep you in your chair. So basically, I need to create a content where you listen and watch my videos, and I create the content. And comprehensible input methods allows YouTubers to make this content, to make this form of content. You don't need to watch my videos or any other YouTuber in order to become fluent in English. The only thing that you need to do is, you need to have a system, and within this system, you need to constantly practice English. Because I didn't learn English by constantly watching YouTube videos or TV shows, etc. I learned English by constantly speaking English. The minute you get the information, in order to process the information you speak, if you're not speaking English, if you're not using a language, you're not processing the information that you consume on a daily basis. And the only way to process the information that you consume on a daily basis is to do speaking. If you're not speaking, you're not learning. What do you think the restaurants on the bottom of the Galata Bridge are known for?
Those restaurants under the Galata Bridge are quite famous for their fresh seafood, especially fresh fish dishes. Did you try any seafood there?
No, I haven't. So what is Galata Bridge famous for?
The Galata Bridge is famous for connecting the old and new parts of Istanbul. its fishing scene, and of course, the restaurants underneath.
Galata Bridge has actually 2 floors. You know, on the bottom, you can see the restaurants here. On the bottom, people are eating at the restaurants. There are restaurants here. And on the top, obviously, it's a pedestrian walk. People are fishing.
A little louder, okay? I think there's a man on the 12th floor in a coma who didn't quite hear you.
A little louder, okay? There is a man on the 12th floor who didn't quite hear you.
If the bottom bunk moves, the top bunk moves too.
If the bottom bunk moves, the top bunk moves too.
Did you see many people fishing from it?
Yeah, of course. There are so many people fishing from the, there are so many fishermen on the top of the Galata Bridge. I've seen hundreds of them.
Yes, that's a very common sight. It's quite a unique atmosphere, isn't it? Did you get to watch them for a while?
Yes, I did. It was incredible.